So, week 7 recap. This is like the third time I've tried to record a video as well, but I'm hoping now that at least the picture quality will be good and the sound will be all right as well. So, I've been playing around. But yeah, so we will go through week 7 and what happened this week, where we're at. There's a couple of bits that I think are good to take away from, and there's one specific thing which happened, and I'm feeling pretty hard done to by that. So if you've got any experience about that, I would be all ears. I'd be open to your feedback. So this is our situation, account balance. I've changed this a little bit for context because actually when I think about it, it's our units of risk over time which matters, not the account balance, because I can be putting on different amounts of money per unit of risk over time. So I don't think that's a great way of doing it. We are currently minus 1.9 R since starting the journey. This is the figure that actually matters. So we have not been in profit from after week 2, but we're getting there. And I'm feeling more confident with how I'm making decisions. This has been a good week, so maybe I'm feeling overly optimistic, which I shouldn't be. I don't know, but we will see how that goes. Okay. So yeah, we are currently minus 1.9 R. We're actually minus 1.1 R because I closed the trade last night, which I will explain. So let's move into it. We'll start with the majors, then we'll go the minors, and we'll do open and closed trades. So we'll start with our closed trades from last week. We closed Euro USD short. So I hypothesized that if we could get a move to the upside, I think that we had a good chance of rejecting down. And this was set for a 2R risk reward. So what happened? Exactly that, really. I'm quite happy with this, to be honest. So we got our entry here and then spiked up a little bit, but we were entered on this candle. We ended up almost getting a take profit. Pretty sharpish. This was, I don't know why I set this at like 2.03R win, but this hit like 1.98 or something. So realistically, if I was there live managing, I would have probably just closed that. But I ended up actually closing on Friday afternoon at this line here for a 1.63R take profit. I did that because I just didn't want to be in the market and in this trade over the weekend. I didn't feel confident that it wasn't going to push up, and I was like, you know what, better to just take some profit. Well, we're kind of there or thereabouts. So could have made a little bit more, could have made a little bit less. So I am not too unhappy with that outcome. Next one, Euro GBP long. The hypothesis was if we can go down to this level, I think we could get a sharp rejection up. Just based on price action, we've broken this downtrend. It's a nice kind of 2-point scenario where we've got a trend line and a support. What happened? Pretty textbook, actually. I'm quite happy with that, I have to say. It's nice when these ones do work out, but embarrassingly, I didn't actually know that I was in this trade and out. So when I was reviewing my balance at the end of this week, I was like, oh, I seem to have a little bit more in the account than I should have based on the trades I won. And it's because I didn't even realize I'd been in and out of that trade because it was within a day. So those are the good examples of presetting a trade and leaving things when you don't even know that you've been in them. That's the good side of trading. So yeah, that was a nice 2R win. We will take that all day long. And now we're pushing down. There's potential that I might enter again down here. I think if we can maybe get down here, I'd be tempted to go for another push to the upside, but we will see on that one. Yeah, I'm not convinced by that at the minute, but time will tell. So that was that one. EuroCAD long was the next one. This had been ongoing for a while. I wasn't completely happy with how this trade was panning out. It started milling around. I'll show you now actually on the chart. So yeah, we got up to this resistance, we pushed up, we dropped down, we pushed up, we dropped down, and I was like, you know what, enough's enough. I've been in this nearly 2 weeks, we're out. So I just set a take profit for the middle of the resistance zone. I think this worked out actually as a 0.8R win, which was, it's probably around there actually. It was probably, yeah, we'll call it 0.8R. But going back to my original figure where we saw our units of risk, I'm accounting for that 0.8R because that's now closed, even though I haven't included it in week 7 because I closed it technically at the start of this trading week. So my account balance as it stands is above baseline again, but I will incorporate that trade that's closed into the week 8 summary, not this week. So, but we have closed that for around a 0.8R win. Okay. Now this one is the one. If anyone has experience of this happening, please do let me know. I'd be very interested to hear your feedback on it and what you've done. If there's anything I should have done with my broker, let's have a look. So our entry level here, you can see I've removed this buy limit on the live chart now because I feel like price action's kind of moved and changed. But we had a potential buy on 1.37278 for USDCAD. Now, USDCAD, let's have a look what happened. Remember that number as well. So, 278 was our actual buy limit. Now this candle here hit 1.37272. So my buy limit was here, candle here. So I'm feeling quite hard done to here that this wasn't a 2R win for me, which would have been a very nice move. So like I said, I don't know if this has happened to you. I'd be interested to hear if it has, what was done. Like I said, I haven't gone to my broker and asked yet, but maybe I just should. But yeah, I am feeling a little bit hard done to about that because that would have made it that would have turned it from a good week to a very good week. And the very good weeks are the ones that you've got to take advantage of. So that unfortunately was not the case, but we move on. FX miners, AUD/CHF long. I hypothesized that if we could get a push to the downside, there's a bit of a support resistance zone here. I think that there's a fair chance that we can get rejection to the upside. How we're looking at the minute, I'm quite happy with this. I think that there's no real reason for me to be touching this trade. We're moving up, like it's kind of staggered around for a little bit. It's not a sharp rejection, but we seem to be coming up a little bit to the upside. So we'll just keep an eye on it. I'm not going to do anything right now. If it needs managing, it needs managing. But yeah, let's have a look and let's see where that one goes. Very much open and TBC. Ones to watch, USDJPY short. So I think that if we can get a rejection I think if we can push to the upside and we can sell, I think we've got a good chance of getting a rejection. So as you can see, price action here has dropped. I'm very much happy with the risk structure here, so I'm going to leave this open. I think there's some support resistance stuff going on to the left here. And then, yeah, so we will very much just see what happens with that. It could win, could lose. It might not even get triggered. We will see. Euro NZD long. This is quite bullish price action. So I just thought, you know what, if we can get a push to the downside, I think there's a fair chance that this continues up to make higher highs and higher lows. What's actually happening at the minute, I would say, is maybe breaking that hypothesis, but it's not following where I originally thought it would. I've got a planned entry for here. If that does happen, I'll probably just drop this and put a take profit for 1 unit of risk and try and get out the trade for a little bit of profit. But let's see what happens there. That might just ping back up. But yeah, we'll see. It does look like there's a bit of a support resistance zone here as well. So that could also happen. So that basically is that. So yeah, overall, I think that I'm quite happy with, if we just go back to the start of the slideshow. Oops, it would help if I'm on the right one, wouldn't it? Overall, I'm quite happy with the week, how it went. I think we've had a lot of wins. There's not really been any losing trades as such. I think that based on how I was kind of trading over the first few weeks, it was when I was kind of getting back from work, I was opening the charts, I was trying to action stuff that didn't really need actioning. So this week was a little bit more conscious of just let it do its thing. But I also realized that there wasn't any trades that went against me this week, and I could have easily had a 5.5R winning week, not a 3.6. So it could have been a very good week. I just think that it's up to me to just keep a little bit of discipline, and we will see. I've just noticed you can see my cat in the corner there. He's blurred, but he's just chilling. So, um, but yeah, so I think overall takeaways are that I'm starting to feel a little bit more confident in where I'm putting my stops, where I'm putting my take profits. They seem to be being triggered. I'm not getting stopped out too quickly before things move back to the upside. Most of my losses or lack of profit opportunity to date has actually been me, again, getting involved and setting stupid take profit targets when I should be just leaving it. So let's see what week 8 does. And yeah, I'll keep you in the loop for that one. And there's a few open trades that are currently ongoing. So we will see how they play out at the end of this week.